everybody. Welcome to the Conservative Input. We are recording our second episode. Today's topic is defunding the police. It's going to be a real treat. I'm joined by Mason. How's the weather today?
Oh, there's a lot of roof above me, but other than that, it is fine.
Sounds good. I'm also here with Steven. What's up?
Yeah. So excited, man. I just love to talk about politics and just hopefully I just get more involved with like politics in the future. But that's gonna come
That's
around.
awesome. I'm
Yes,
also
so
here with Tim. What is
Hey,
up?
howdy, what's going up? What's going up? What's going on? How we doing?
Up on.
Hey, I'm good.
And we are also here. Sorry.
I'm good. I'm just stupid. All right.
No, you're not.
And we got Devin. How is it going?
Hey, I'm here ready to spread some knowledge about all of our topics we choose.
All right. So did we want to go ahead and get started with the sources, or did we want to talk a little bit about defunding the police first?
Let's talk about defunding the police.
Okay.
Because,
All right.
yeah.
Oh,
So-
defunding the police. Wow, that is one of the stupidest things I've heard in my life.
Yeah, so today we're talking about defunding the police. Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea? I think all of us are leaning on the bad idea because it's just bad.
Intelligence.
I think anybody with common sense just knows defunding the police is bad.
Well,
So,
anyone who's looking around knows that defunding the police is bad.
yeah. So I think we actually got some clips to react to
We do.
about
we do.
yes, there are cities where they decided to defund the police, and whoever's running those cities aren't the brightest, aren't the sharpest tool in the sheds. So our first clip, we got some geniuses that decided it was okay to throw a Molotov cocktail at the police. I
Play
mean,
the
that's just smart, you know? All right, let's roll it here and let's react to this video.
All right.
It's a little laggy, but
Wow.
yeah, as you can see, we got the cops in the riot gear. And
Blue lives matter.
wow. Yeah, that dude was definitely a genius for doing it, you know?
Oh yeah. But the cops are super, they're so gangster though.
I feel like the biggest thing to realize there is that's not really a good representation of what defunding the police does. That's a reason why
Yeah.
we should not defund the police.
Exactly.
Because we have people out there who are looking to basically just cause destruction, you know, and that's why
Yeah.
those police were actually brought on scene. So
Yeah, I think without the police there, if they're all defunded, there'd be more places burned down and in chaos.
Well, I know that like whenever they started talking about defunding the police, they wanted to relocate those funds, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, you also have to look at how much police officers make. They do not make much money whatsoever, and so it's not. It doesn't affect, you know, as far as their jobs and things like that. It makes it harder on them. And then whenever it comes to the public, it's going to make it more dangerous and a more chaotic area whenever
Mhm.
you are defunding the police. And there's no question about that.
Exactly.
yeah, and I feel like one of the biggest things. So every police department's different, you know. Some police departments are actually worse than others, and there's been, I think, I don't know where, and I don't want to get it wrong, but I believe it was in Minneapolis, actually. There were several instances where people were being racially profiled, but, you know, that's not all over the country, and a majority of those racial profilings were done by a few select officers, which,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I said the last time, you know, a few bad apples ruin the whole bunch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're not saying that like there isn't bad cops.
yeah,
There is, but that doesn't mean like if there's one bad cop, that doesn't mean you have to take down the whole system.
And that's
Well,
just
and there's a bad, like in any type of work that you do, there's always going to be a bad employee. There's going to be a bad,
Mhm.
whatever. It
Yep.
doesn't matter what you do. So of course
Exactly.
it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think we also have another clip here of
We-
another example of why we shouldn't defund.
we do indeed.
Police.
I will switch that over right now.
Sounds good. Of Portland, one of the craziest cities in the U.S. right now. Crime rates have gone up crazy, like through the roof. And also, they've been defunding the police. And also, I think, was it more than half of the force that quit?
Yeah, I think so. And that was in a lot of cities actually. A lot of the force. You saw
Yes.
an increase in early retirements. You saw an increase in people
Yep.
just quitting the jobs, and an increase in a lot of police officers actually moving to other sectors, whether that be
Mhm.
private security or working at dealerships, like we talked about a couple days ago.
Yep.
Like us
Yeah.
personally. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and start it right now.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
And this one doesn't have audio, I don't think. And if it is, it's very quiet.
Yeah. I like how they got like the painter's masks on. Like that's gonna really do anything.
Wow. Yeah. But these are the same people that are telling us wear the mask. We got to, right? But no. Oh yeah. Come on, police. Where are the cops out there?
It's
Why aren't they doing
mass
nothing?
chaos. Oh, I think we
Come
got
on.
some cops.
Oh my gosh. Wow, way to throw the middle finger at like someone in charge of authority. I saw that middle finger.
Oh.
Such
Oh, is that?
that's a ball of fire right there.
I like how like they have like some people have like security on their vests or press, like they're important.
Authority anymore. It's like
Exactly.
nobody wants to
Yeah.
listen or do anything that they're supposed to do. But it's like without police, without having those laws in place, then everything will be a chaos. Like,
Exactly.
and people aren't like understanding that. Now,
Mhm.
like if they went and if they went into like different areas, like go to
Mhm.
Mexico, go to other areas that
Yeah.
have like more corrupt police force or whatever
Mhm.
else, and see how
Yeah.
bad the crime is over there, and
Mhm.
they will be able to appreciate what we have in the United States.
Exactly.
Well, so the thing is, recently, and I know PragerU did I think it was an interview with, I think the president of a South American country. I can't remember which one it is. I want to say Guatemala, but I have no clue. But the country they were talking about is actually safer to live in now under the new president than living in Chicago.
Mhm.
So, because on average, there's more deaths and there's more shootings in Chicago than in a lot of places around the world. So,
By the way, guys, don't forget to go check out PragerU and Prager Force.
yeah, we do have, I don't know if y'all can see it up there on the top bar, but we have the PragerU Instagram and Twitter, and then, of course, you can just look up Prager Force on YouTube or PragerU on YouTube, and then we have our handles across the bottom. So,
Yeah.
check us out.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're reacting to a clip from Minneapolis. They've gone kind of down the tubes ever since George Floyd, and they're just chaos.
Just chaos.
I believe this is this footage of that store being burned down.
I do not know. I did not watch it too much, but
Okay.
I did want to go ahead and warn there is some foul language
Yes.
in this specific video, so
Yep.
just beware of that.
Hey, fuck 12. Fuck 12.
Yes, we got all people standing up for racism and burning stuff.
Wow.
How crazy do you have to be to drive your car through that?
Like you'd have to be like super high on drugs.
It's like to drive through riots like that. That's crazy.
Or actually, if you're depending on what you're saying, if you want to drive through riots, you'd have to be super brave.
If somebody ever stood on my car, I'd just whip that thing reverse.
And just off the person, like right to the floor. Just like,
They ain't killing us all.
maybe not that.
They can't kill us all.
Okay.
Oh, we got this man posting for his Instagram.
All right.
What
so
it-
yeah,
what
that
is he
is
trying to-
that is 10 minutes long. So we got a pretty good taste
Yep.
of what it is trying to demonstrate there. But yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to stop racism, just take Instagram pictures in front of a burning AutoZone. Problem solved.
Oh
Say
my
stop
god!
racism.
Why are you take a picture of like yourself at a riot site just to like make yourself look? Are you trying to like impose your social justice view, or are you trying to make yourself like a good moral person just because?
I think it's like, again, on like the whole respect thing, is that they're trying to show that, haha, we don't care what you have to say. We're gonna do whatever we want. I think that's like
because-
what it is. Since
I mean, a majority. So with the riots, there is the whole
Mhm.
idea that a lot of people were just taking advantage of what was happening, which
Mhm.
I wholeheartedly agree with. Because there's no
Mhm.
way like who automatically jumps to rioting and looting stores
yeah,
when something like that happens. That didn't happen back when Martin Luther King Jr. was helping out with the civil rights movement. So
yeah,
why is that something they would think would help
Mhm.
now? So I really do think it's a lot of people just trying to take advantage of it, and
Yeah.
with the whole Instagram
Totally.
picture, that's probably just them showing off, to be honest.
yeah. Just showing off that, hey, we burn this place down. We're cool. We don't respect authority.
Yeah.
Well, and then seeing that video, it's like all I can think about too is like, how would Martin Luther King feel about that?
Exactly.
That's not what he fought for. That's not
Mhm.
what he wanted. He wanted everybody to be equal with each other,
Mhm.
and doing stuff like this isn't.
Mhm.
It's just making the problem become worse,
Mhm.
and it's not helping
Yeah.
anything.
See what with the Black Lives Matter movement, or at least the people involved with the riots, because you'll hear people say rioters aren't Black Lives Matter when
Mhm.
we all know they held up their fist. That's what they were screaming. So
Yep.
they more closely resemble the Black Panthers and the Black Power
Yeah.
movement
Mhm.
than they do the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
Well, they also admit to having the same like ideologies as a Marxist
Mhm.
movement, and they
Mhm.
fully admitted to that. So that tells
Mhm.
you something right there.
And it's
Yeah.
not the average person who like supports them either. It's the person at like the top. It was
Mhm.
the people who were in charge who
Mhm.
came out and made those statements.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Also, like, I always I feel like these the reason that these like big name people are wanting to defund the police is because they know that the police will try to stop all this chaos.
Wow.
What okay, this is just my opinion. I feel like these people, it seems like they're already doing this, but it seems like these big name people are trying to cause like a huge diversion with all the rioting, all the looting, and defunding the police and everything. So there's chaos going on in these cities, and the media's all covering that, and everyone has their attention there, while other people are moving behind the curtains that we don't see, that we're not paying attention to. That was like the whole the election too, but I won't say too
Yeah.
much.
it really is a big coincidence that all this came
Yeah.
around right when the election was happening. But that's
Yeah.
besides the point.
Mhm.
From those
Yeah.
three clips, you can definitely see why defunding the police probably isn't the best idea, and we even have some graphics
Exactly.
to show that too. So, before we get going with that, I will try and pull up these graphics.
Sounds
You
good.
guys can just talk about defunding the police if you want
Yeah.
to.
So these graphs that we're going to be pulling up, another big reason why people want to defund the police. Also, they think that they're trying to say that the entire system is racist, and that a huge thing that they're trying to say is that cops always kill unarmed black men, or
What?
they
Okay.
always kill black people. They always target black people. Which, if we look at these graphs, you'll see that that's not the case really.
Yeah, like, but because the thing is, like, majority. If you think about this, it's like majority of the crimes committed in
Mhm.
America. Even though black people make about
Mhm.
13% of the American population, it's like
Mm-hmm.
about like 50% of the crimes committed in America were done by like black people. And
Mhm.
obviously those liberals, they're gonna try and say like, oh, but I thought you conservatives were the ones that are
Mm-hmm.
not everything about race. Well, you liberals are just making everything about race, like white
Mhm.
supremacy, white supremacy, white
Yeah.
supremacy. We're gonna have to flip the statistics onto you.
Yeah, what it is that like um, I want to say this, but I don't want to like say it in the wrong way. What it is that the crime rates are higher for black people because, and they're trying to say like the communities, and that's because the Democrats aren't funding or supporting these communities at all, and so that's why they're still in poverty
Well, see
and
what
still in poor conditions.
what it is you, so 70, I think 78% of black children born grow up in the house without two fathers, and it's without two parents, and usually it's the father who's not there. And I think it's like close to 30%. No, closer to like 50% of. No, I want to say it's like 78% of the prison population is African American, which is very close to the 73 or 78% that were of the fathers not in the household. So I really do feel like there's a direct correlation between those two statistics. Me personally, and I know Dennis Prager talks about that a lot, and I mean, so. Jeez, I can't get this pulled up big enough.
I think there is definitely a correlation because usually, like, whenever you do have like a father figure in the household, the father is the one that pushes the, they're the one that enforces the rules that the household has. They're the ones that instill like respect in you and do things like that. I mean, moms help with that too, but I feel like a dad is the one that plays that role more so. And so I feel like that's another issue is because of it's becoming more common for people to have like just less respect for authority. They don't want to look into like the rules that they need to follow with society. And I feel like it's just like snowballed since then,
Yeah.
I've almost got it.
Sounds good.
All right.
Awkward silence.
That's okay. We can edit it out.
Yep.
Honestly, the defunding thing is just out of control. Anyways, there we go.
So this is a breakdown of people that were killed by the police in the United States in 2020, and
the unarmed number.
Yes.
We see this statistic that that police officers are shooting unarmed individuals, especially unarmed blacks, at a statistically high rate. When in reality, if we look at all those numbers, I guarantee you that 41% is about 0.03% of the shots, or less than 3% of the shots, which is statistically insignificant. That's not enough data to even consider.
It's a very rare case that an unarmed person gets killed.
Yeah, because usually if you're unarmed, you're not a threat. So
and one thing is that like if like people are trying to say police kill unarmed black person or unarmed person, if you like the media will purposely try to hide any evidence of this person holding a weapon for their gain.
We see it all the time.
Yeah, like the whole thing with Ma'Khia Bryant. They tried to edit out the knife to show that she wasn't doing anything. She was peaceful.
Yeah, when it was very clear. She was about to stab someone. So,
exactly.
And I've heard a whole bunch of arguments like, "Oh, we should have had his taser pulled out." I'm like, you have a taser out. I mean, what's to stop her from like? I've been tased before.
Yeah.
Like I've tased myself, and I could still control what my other arm was doing.
Exactly. So, yeah.
And with taser,
I
you have shot, and if you miss, and there's a good chance that you can miss with the taser as well from a long range, then that person's dead.
Yeah.
So it's like that risk you're trying to take, have an innocent person die instead of a guilty person die.
Yeah. It's just like, don't try to stab somebody in front of a cop. Most of these situations where one of these unarmed suspects is killed, they're doing something to provoke the cop. They're doing something to
Yeah.
make them pull their gun. Cops don't just pull their guns for no reason.
Well, and then to go back to the tasing, like if you tase,
Mhm.
like it depends on the person's body type too.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
there's a huge correlation whenever it comes to
Mhm.
tasing someone, and sometimes it doesn't
Yeah.
affect the person how it's supposed to. You know, somebody with more muscle, yeah,
Mhm.
it would do more to them, but like somebody who
Mhm.
doesn't have as much muscle, it like
Mhm.
does less to them. And there's
Mhm.
so many videos that you can
Mhm.
find on the internet of where the taser does not work, or whether it's
Mhm.
the clothing that that person is wearing, and the
Mhm.
prongs are not able to go in the way that they're supposed to. So you
Exactly.
cannot rely on a taser to be able to do that. And
Mhm.
for people who can put it, you know, who say input like that, they clearly just have
Mhm.
no idea what that is
Yeah.
like whenever you're
Mhm.
having to make a split-second decision.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's somebody's
Yeah.
life if you
Mhm.
don't make the correct decision.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
you know, for somebody to like say stuff like that, you can just
Mhm.
obviously tell they've never been in a predicament like this
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. The fact that that cop made a 13-second, he had 13 seconds to save a person's life.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was able to do that is crazy.
And the
And
other
people were trying.
point,
Mm-hmm.
well, the other point that I was going to
Mm-hmm.
say is, you know, most officers do not go into law enforcement to
Mm-hmm.
hurt people.
Yeah.
They want to help people. That is the main
Mm-hmm.
reason why people go into law
Yeah.
enforcement. Because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, like if you look at how much they get paid, they do not get paid enough. If you look
Exactly.
at the stress that they have to deal with, if you look at all
Mm-hmm.
the calls that they have to go to, if you know,
Exactly.
seeing the things that they have
Mm-hmm.
seen, you know, like at kid stuff or like a
Mm-hmm.
wreck, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
imagining what officers have to see from day to day, and they had to
Exactly.
continue their job. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there was a 4-year-old that just died in that car crash
Mm-hmm.
earlier, but you still have to continue on with your
Exactly.
shift. And then
Yeah.
the next call is going to be a dog barking
Mm-hmm.
call. And, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's like it seems so minute whenever you just saw a
Mm-hmm.
4-year-old die. So
Mm-hmm.
for people to say that like officers, you know, hate certain types of
Mm-hmm.
people is
Mm-hmm.
just, it's unrealistic and
Yeah.
is completely
Mm-hmm.
irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would the police officer hate me because I'm not white? That's nonsense. Devin, you just hit it right on the head. And I'm just making this point. It's like most cops, if we just walk around like say in an area, it's like most cops we encounter, like they're actually really good people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just say hello to them, or you just like do something simple, shaking their hands. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they'll most likely just shake your hand
Mhm.
back. You know, these
Yeah.
cops, like they put themselves on the front line to
Mhm.
protect our communities.
Exactly.
And it's like, why aren't we giving them the respect
Mhm.
that they deserve?
Yeah.
Unless
Exactly.
they're really like the bad apples.
Mhm. And talking
Yes.
about like good cops, I think we got a clip of that.
Yeah, we do
You want to pull
actually.
it up? Yes, we do.
Yes, I will. Hold on 1 second. I am
Sounds good.
so sorry.
Yeah.
It is all good. Yes,
Alright.
we got a
Yeah.
clip of
Yeah.
good cops, I guess.
All right. Gotta love some dancing cops at block parties.
I swear, they're some of the best dancers.
Yeah.
And also, it's a huge thing the media doesn't want to see. It's a white cop with black people.
Yeah.
I thought that was unheard of. I thought all cops were racist.
I thought
Yeah,
it was
look, he-
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's having the time of his life right here.
Yeah. And you look, those black people, look at all like black people, they're not even saying anything bad about them. Come on.
Exactly. Yeah, like they're all having fun. I mean, that looks awesome. I want to be there. I want to go there.
Yeah. Yes.
Invite me next time. Some moves.
He's vibing back there. What can you say?
Vibing. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's also another cop there too. So it looks interesting.
Oh, wait, where is he? I didn't see. That I think that's a really good example that
Mhm.
a lot of people try to ignore. You know,
Yeah.
cops
Yeah.
aren't just there to like pull you over and
Mhm.
lock you up. You know,
Mhm.
they're there
Yeah.
to they're there to protect you. They're there to interact
Mhm.
with the environment and
Mhm.
interact with society,
Mhm.
and show that you know they are real people. You know,
Mhm.
they're
Yeah.
not when they put on that blue suit, that doesn't mean they're not human anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're still people, and they're compassionate, and they care about people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
then
like,
keep going.
and just like every single human, we'd still have like our days where we're down or we're super happy. We're all human.
I think that's what people forget too, is that officers are not robots. They have feelings. They have
Exactly.
like you can only take so much as somebody like telling they hate you and like all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I think that's the other part right now too, is that a lot of officers are having to deal with is the morale.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you want to put your life on the line to work such hard shifts and just having to deal with all of that and putting yourself at risk and whatever else, and you don't feel appreciated and you feel hated, and it's just sad that these officers are having to deal with that.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that they should, like, it's a huge problem, is that they're trying to make it so that we don't look up to police officers anymore. We don't look up to them as inspiration, as heroes, as people that can protect us.
Oh my gosh.
And also, one thing is, like, they're always saying, like, these, like, going back to, like, cops are robots, they're humans. Cops don't want to pull their weapons.
No.
Cops don't want to hurt anybody.
No, they don't.
And we've seen, once this whole thing has started, it's not even about the hurting people too. I mean, that's definitely a big factor, but they're scared.
Yeah.
They're scared for their reputation. They're scared for their lives, because they don't like. I wish I had the clip, but I don't. There's this video of a police officer. He's walking up the stairs, and this woman's standing at the top of the stairs, and like she's pointing down the hall. She's like, he's right there, he's right there. So the cop lifts up his gun, and he's walking up the stairs, and then he sees who's down the hallway. He turns around the corner. It's a black man holding a gun, and he's pointing at the officer, pointing at the woman, and he like he just backs up because he can't do anything,
Well, if you're a white male in law enforcement, it's just a complete different, like you get automatically treated like you are racist. You automatically get treated like, oh, that guy had a gun on him and another woman. So the officer was worried about the repercussions of what was going to happen, because, if it makes national news, that's going to target the officer. That's going to target the officer's family. The officer is probably going to have to either be fired because, of how the police agencies and departments aren't protecting their officers like the way that they should be now. And they're just willing, because of all the media and like wanting to make everybody happy, they're willing to put the officer on the chopping block. And the officers know that. They know that they don't have any protection, and especially being a white male now, it's a complete different. You have to worry about other things that you would never think that you'd have to worry about, and now these officers aren't able to get their jobs done because of these issues that are coming about. And so in turn, because you're not able to do your job, that is going to cause more crime and more issues in the long run.
Exactly. And like another thing is like
racist.
another thing is like people are trying to say that like, oh, these cops, like, they have no emotions when like to kill somebody. That's not true.
It's not at all, because that affects
No, it's not true.
as well.
Have you guys, there's a clip out there, I believe it's in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what state it's in, but these cops were doing traffic stops, and this one suspect opened fire on this cop, and he had to pull his gun out, and he had to shoot the suspect, and he had a breakdown. The cop just fell to the ground, and his buddy was like having to hold him up and stuff because he was just a mess after shooting the suspect. That's what the media doesn't want to show you.
Was it with the younger boy?
No, that was that's also another incident, but this is more recent.
Oh, okay.
But that bring up you're talking about the little boy in Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a huge thing. People were trying to say that this cop shot a little kid for no reason. No, this kid was running around at 2 a.m, if I'm not mistaken, shooting at cars, and he ran from the police, and the cop shot him. And what the police, or like what the news isn't showing you, is that he went up and tried to resuscitate the kid. And if you watch the body cam footage, he tries to resuscitate the kid, and then once everyone shows up, he walks off and he sits down, and you can just hear him he sounded like he was distressed.
And that's what happened with the I cannot edit the size of this source. But anyways, that's what happened with the Makila Bryant was her name?
Ma'Khia Bryant.
Ma'Khia Bryant.
Ma'Khia Bryant,
You know,
yeah.
as soon as he shot her, he was over there doing chest compressions, chest compressions,
Yeah.
telling people to call the EMTs, trying to make sure that that she was going to be alive, and that she wasn't going to die.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's what what they're not trying to show.
She's trying, but the thing is, Ma'Khia Bryant was doing some dangerous things. Like she was literally about to stab somebody with a knife, and the cop only had like about like 2 milliseconds to like make a decision. So it's like, if he tried to like not shoot her, just try to like go over there to like hold her back, I think it'd be a little too late. So, like that's why he pulled the gun and just like bam, bam, bam. I think the shooting was 100% justified.
Yeah, people are trying to say like, oh, it's not justified. Well, a lot of times do you know how, like, not a lot of people understand, it's like what's going through cops' minds. They have to worry about themselves, they have to worry about even the suspect, and they have to worry about everyone around them. So in a lot of cases, when they have to shoot somebody, it's because the suspect is posing a threat to the cop and to anybody else around.
And also, like, I think what people need to understand as well is that, back to the cops being robots, it's not like they're going to be able to make the correct decision every time.
Cops make mistakes. They're human beings.
Yeah.
So I have another source actually that's going to show what happened after the police were defunded in several major cities. So
I see.
And this is the post by you guys watching can check this out. This is let me see. It is Benny Johnson's post, and he talked about it on Twitter, and then he also talked about it on Instagram, and I know some of us have posted it on our stories, but yeah.
Yep.
So if you look at this,
so systemically
and
racist.
you guys can't see it, I don't think, but it is in the chat. I'll quickly go over the numbers for you guys since you guys can't see. So in Portland, there was a 533% increase in murders. That's 5 times the amount of murders than there was this time last year.
That is
126% up in shootings. In Atlanta, there was a 58% increase in murders. Philadelphia had 37. New York City had 13. Los Angeles 22. Chicago 5. Now, Chicago is like the most dangerous city in the United States. So it going up 5% is still pretty drastic because of how bad it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they defunded the police in Chicago, and also, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but July 4th in Chicago. Yeah. Where's the police?
So, and I live pretty close to Atlanta, so I can speak for this. They are there's a lot of people that live in Atlanta. There's a lot. So, with it being a Democratic-run city, it's not hard to understand why this happened. So yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, we just have one other source, and it actually is from the people who brought us all together, Prager Force.
Let's
go.
go.
I will get that ready real quick.
Once again, don't forget to go follow Prager Force. Go check them out. Also, Prager U. Go check them out.
Also, follow us on our Instagrams.
Yeah, do that too. I forgot to do
like
that.
I did say before, they are all on the bottom of the screen, and then Prager Forces and Prager U's handles are at the top. So, all right.
Yeah, I gotta remember to put those in. So, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Right. I'm getting it pulled up. I'm a terrible human being. I'm so sorry. You guys can continue talking.
Hey, don't say that.
I was also going to say, if you look at the crime statistics compared from like a Democratic area to a more conservative area, the difference is huge. So, and then also like with a lot of these officers that are leaving the Democratic area, they are going to more conservative areas to work. So it shows right there that more conservative areas have more respect for law enforcement and more respect for the laws that society has to follow.
And that completely. Oh, sorry about that.
No, you go first.
All right, and that completely gets rid of the theory that Republicans were trying to defund the police last year, when Republicans the entire time were wielding their black and blue flags and constantly showing their support for law enforcement. And now, because crime is going up, the Democrats are starting to turn it and say, no, the Republicans want to defund the police.
Yeah.
And that is not what like, especially me, that is not what I have thought this entire time.
Which is a blatant lie. Like, that shows, like, how willing they are to lie about the actual statistics of it. Mayor, what is her name? Mayor, with Chicago's Mayor Lightfoot.
Yeah,
I think so.
You know, she was actually confronted about that by a reporter asking about why the crime rates and the shootings have gotten so much worse, and she couldn't even answer that question. And it's like they won't even address the issues that is happening right now, especially with the crime rates. And it's like, do you even care about the people that live in that area?
I don't think she even knows what's going on in her own city. She's probably just with the elites.
Well, so what did happen is when everything started not even everything started going down. When Trump was president, he said to Chicago, and he said to Mayor Lightfoot, he said, if you guys need help, like, I can send people there. And she just straight up turned it down. She was like, nope, we don't need you. We don't need your help.
Now she's asking for help from Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a blatant disregard for, you know, innocent people. Like, here you are, you're going to let all these innocent people get hurt for what? Because of your agenda? Because of not wanting to admit that you're wrong? And, like, that is wrong to me, is that you're going to let all these innocent kids and, you know, families and whatever else, you know, you're going to let them get hurt because you can't man up and own up to it. And admit when you're wrong.
Well, she is a woman, so
whatever. Woman up. Woman up.
Like, come on, man. I just feel like, see, the thing is though, with the Chicago mayor not asking Trump for help, it's like, and two, even like when Trump said, like, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Like, the liberals took it as like, oh, he's a fascist. He wants to impose like a fascist police state like Hitler or Mussolini, when it's like, no, if you look, there were riots going on. There's a whole bunch of people that are just destroying stuff, and Trump is like, no, we're not going to allow this anymore. We want to restore peace and order.
Yeah.
Like our cities.
Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor of Florida, he is like implementing a lot of stuff to where if you're rioting, you will be charged.
Which is how it should be, because if you're willing to destroy all these businesses, you know, and all different types of people own these businesses. And like they talk about the rioting and stuff, many Black-owned businesses were destroyed in itself as well.
Yeah, at that point, it has nothing to do with standing up for racism or trying to defund the police. It's just they want chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
it's
one thing
all it's been.
One thing I've neglected to actually address, and I've had firsthand experience with this with a lot of my friends, because I'm friends with a lot of people on the left, and you know, I love them, but I don't really respect their opinions too much because you know, they're just a little bit hard-headed when it comes to some things. But not very many people on the left are very consistent with what they think defund the police means. You know, there are some people, like people in, you know, CHOP or Chaz or whatever they call themselves, who do want to get rid of the police department entirely. You know, they don't want it. They don't think it should exist. And I was speaking to a friend of mine, and they were under the impression that defunding the police meant reallocating funds, and not even all the funds, like a small portion of the funds. And that's just, there's this real big disconnect between the people in the left. You know, not all of them all of them even share the same beliefs and opinions, which is like how most political parties work. But you hear everybody chanting the same thing, and nobody means the same thing.
Exactly.
You know?
They can chant, but they have no clue what they're actually, you know, like standing for.
I'm Mommy Horowitz, and there are many on the left who want to abolish the police, feeling that communities of color will be better off without them. Abolishing the police has
Let's
entered the
go.
realm of normative debate. Even the
Wow.
wife of New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio
So many
supports it.
articles, man.
Really?
That's just
How much
bad.
better off would the black community be if we dismantled the police?
I think infinitely, honestly.
How much better off would
Oh
the
my
black community be if we separated the police from them?
I like how like
How much better
these
off would we all
people
be?
I'd rather have
like no clue.
something that doesn't work without them.
I kind of want them
Then what
to
we
actually
currently have is
experience
something that
not
doesn't
having
work
police
with them.
just so
The
they can
police
see
should go
Yeah.
back
what
to be,
chaos would
members of the
ensue.
community.
Abolish the police.
Wait, hold up. Was
I
that
think
guy
that
in the
they are
picture? Is that Kai the hitchhiker?
Disgusting.
Yo, you guys know that
This
guy?
country is about keeping black people
That
down.
may
No.
be, I do not know.
I
Oh,
Wait a
the
second.
only thing
Police
is
are
about
always out
keeping
of
black
slave
people
catching
down. What is
patrols.
that?
The
What is
Oh,
that?
Voldemort.
stupid line?
Voldemort.
like I just
Voldemort doesn't
hate
want
the police and everything that they stand for.
How do people
Voldemort.
you think feel like an
Oh
East
my
Harlem about the
gosh,
NYPD?
I probably the same way I feel about them, you know.
Oh my gosh,
How
you
much rage
you're
is
assuming
there
how
on the
people
streets
think just
against the
because they're
police these
racist.
days
Wow.
by the black community?
this is the thing. This is
I
the
think there always
stupidity that
has
fills
been
people's heads because they watch too much
reason.
mainstream
Fair to say
media.
the police harm
Like, get him
more
out.
than they help.
Get him out, honestly.
So I decided to go
That's like
see
one
the
thing. It's
rage
like
on the
they're always
streets
like saying that the
firsthand.
media is always saying, "Oh yeah, the right wing, they're racist and stuff."
So I'm here
Yet
in Harlem
they're
on Malcolm
like
X
saying how the
Boulevard
black
to ask the people,
communities think and how
Is this
they
true?
should be ran.
what do you
So
think
this
of
is-
the people
Let's see what the
where-
black people
say,
say.
oh, your community?
Yep.
So this is where we actually see what the black community thinks, because before it was
Mhm.
all people, all white people in New York who are trying to push this agenda, who watch this mainstream media, and this is in Harlem on Malcolm X Boulevard, where these people live, you know, and they deal with the crime and they deal with the police every day. So
We'll be better off if there was no police.
I think they're being somewhat.
How dangerous do you think
Oh,
it would be in
yes.
this neighborhood?
Well,
if that
these
was the case?
people.
because it'd be crazy. People would be just going crazy.
See,
You know what
those
I mean?
black
It'd be
people.
worse than what
Those
it is.
black people are
Robberies,
based.
looting, raping, murder. You know?
I think there was a movie like that. I think it was called The Purge.
Based,
What would you think would
based,
happen in this community
based.
if they looked to abolish the police?
Be happening.
Abolishing the NYPD, that'd be suicide. But yes, they're needed.
did you guys notice what he was wearing?
Black Lives Matter.
He was wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, and he could say, you know, abolishing the police is not the best idea. That's not something we should be doing, especially here. Oh,
This guy.
looks
no,
like he cut out.
Look. But these black people, they're based. These
Yeah.
guys are super based. They know that abolishing the police is wrong. Like, come on, man.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to join back. He'll probably have to edit this part out too.
If we are editing like this part right here out, how much longer do we want to go with this? My phone is just slowly inching towards death, and I know that I'll be in charge of the segment. So,
Oh,
what do we want to
So
call here?
we'll probably watch the rest of this video and then we'll move on to your segment, if that's okay.
All right.
I'm good with that.
Don't you have a charger in your car?
I do. It's just not charging it enough, and it's just the percentage is just slowly going down. It's only slowly
Mine
the
does the same
inevitable.
thing. Yeah, I can't
Unbelievable.
use it if I'm charging it in the car, like on a video call or anything. It won't charge.
I just said you have there. I did not mean to. Oops, I can't type.
Yes. Yeah, it's alright.
Hey,
There
we
we
go
go.
back.
All right,
Hello.
all right. So we're good
There we
now.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
Cut.
I put for them to be here.
There's too many criminals
out here, man. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't feel safe.
No, we need control of the city. So I think the police are necessary.
We need them here. We need them.
But you need the
Yeah.
police to
That's
police the
interesting.
land, man, and the people, you know?
Yeah, but there's so many videos like this out there, and the black community is the one that are like, no, we need
My
them.
son,
You
he's
know?
8 now. He wants to be a police. I want to push him to be a police.
Would you say the relationship between the community and NYPD
Well,
is
he
pretty
said
good?
he has a son and
Bad?
he wants to be a
It's pretty
police.
good.
Wow.
You know, all police officers
He
are
has a
not
son
bad.
wants to be a police. Wow,
You
she
know, you
just
got
said
some of
that.
them that really
It's
care
like, why
about the
doesn't the
people,
media
really
show
want to help the
this?
people.
They want to divide us. And they just want utter
Divide and
chaos in our
conquer.
country.
That's really what they want.
That's the word from the OGs. Thanks, guys.
All right, there we go.
Well-
And so yeah, there you have it, folks.
Yeah.
That's
That
from
was-
the community who deals with the police on a daily basis and deals with crime on a daily basis.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I
Well,
definitely
especially
feel
with
like we should be
people.
looking to their opinion
Yeah.
when we're talking about defunding
Mhm.
police officers who are keeping their streets safe. on-
Instead of some privileged
A daily basis.
college student with their $5 Starbucks drink and their $1,000 iPhone.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's my thoughts exactly. They think they know everything, but they don't.
Well, I think that wraps up our topic on defunding the police.
Yeah.
So I
we've
think we
got-
actually we got another segment here.
Yes, we do.
Mason, why don't you take us away?
Hello, yes, we have a bonus segment just as always, except this time it's not about Biden. Welcome to What Do I Identify As, where we talk all things gender.
Oh boy.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to quickly go to my notes. So if you can't see me, then that's just because I didn't plan this well enough. All right. So.
Oh, the
all
chicken
right,
is
so
lovely.
With the with the thing, what we're gonna do with this thing is I didn't know how many genders there were, so I decided to look it up, and I wrote down basically the base summary of every gender, and I
Oh,
think it'd
boy.
be good, since I have a feeling that all you guys don't know what every gender is, that we react to them, and basically our opinions on what we think about every one of these genders. Okay?
Perfect.
Male and female?
All right, so
Is
let's
there
just
any
get
more?
started. We have, and with genders, it's actually kind of strange. It's not like so much male and female. It's more like the type of it's kind of strange. You'll get it as you go. But I didn't see male or female on the page at all. But here
Oh,
we go.
boy.
Really?
So we
We're in
got
for a treat.
the first one is cisgender.
Cisgender.
And so cisgender is when you identify as what you were born as. So for me, I'm born a man, and I am a man. So I am a cisgender man. So yeah, I guess that makes sense somehow.
Why can't you say male or female?
Because that's not specific enough.
But what?
Yeah.
You gotta fit in somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Come
You need
on.
to be more
What?
specific.
I don't
don't think-
understand.
Just wait, that's actually some of the easier stuff. Okay.
Oh no!
Let's dive into the next one.
Oh
Okay,
no!
the next one is transgender, and we all have a base idea of what transgender is where you just change your gender, right? I'm not sure how many rules there are or whatever the frick is up with it, but we all know what transgender is. It's where you basically just change to a
Caitlyn
different gender.
Whether that be physical or not.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm transgender
I guess
now.
there's
I am
no
a woman.
real rules because gender is a non-existent thing.
It's a social construct.
So then, if
Nothing to do with
Then there's
biology at all.
oh boy,
the next one. I'm actually having trouble reading it. It is Cégette or something like that. It sounds French the way I say it, but I have a feeling I'm saying it completely wrong.
oh no,
It is a cisgender who is attracted to the opposite gender of them.
Wait.
So I
So
don't know
what?
how this
Wait a
is
minute.
gender.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait. So is that opposite cisgender of them?
Ah,
I don't know.
You don't
my
know.
brain
I actually don't
is
know how this is a gender. I
hurting.
don't know why this is on the
Yeah,
list.
it's not a gender.
I don't
That's more like a
understand.
sexuality.
Well,
Just-
we'll go to the next one then.
All right.
Oh
All
no!
right. The next
No.
one is
There's more?
non-binary, and that one we know is an actual gender.
Non-binary.
It's where you don't identify as anything
Okay.
or any gender
Not to
specifically.
be mistaken with intersex, because intersex is defined characteristics of both sexes, usually leaning towards one or the other. So
That was actually next, so you nailed that one perfectly.
wait, intersex is a gender? No, it's not.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
No.
That would be like a hermaphrodite, right?
Yeah, it's a hermaphrodite.
Yeah. that's like the scientific term, but people won't identify it as an actual thing now. They're trying to.
And see, the thing is, that's not a gender, because I know plenty of hermaphrodites, and they either identify as one or the other, and it's because
Exactly.
of the
Well,
traits
and
that
it
they
only affects like 0.01% of the population,
it's
right?
a very small amount.
Yeah. So it's not a gender.
All right. So we've
Oh,
determined
no.
that one's not a gender, just like about basically all of these.
Yeah.
But the next one is gender queer.
What?
You just have a weird gender, you know? It's just, I'm feeling queer today, you know?
And basically, gender queer is where you can be like male and female, or you can be like none of them, or they don't list. I don't really know
All of them?
examples in the descriptions of these. You're like, I'm
Yeah,
just
because they don't even know what it is.
they're just like,
That is
yeah, this sounds good. Sounds good. They're just like writing down notes. So like, what should this new gender be? And they're like, nah, whatever.
It could be anything. Wait, is there any rules? Nope. Just next one.
All right.
Should we give down a brief? Should we write down a brief description of the gender so people know what it is? No, this should be fine.
Nah, we're good.
Nah, I'm good.
I read the brief description and it didn't make any sense at all.
Alright, so what's the next
Just like-
one?
So, the next one is gender fluid, and that
Okay.
means you're constantly changing
no.
your gender.
Oh my goodness.
To
Oh no.
I knew
Yeah.
some girls like this in high school.
Oh no.
They did
Most people change their underwear every day. These people change their gender.
Yeah. It was gender and
Every-
sexuality.
yeah,
I had a
every
lot of
level of
I had a
power.
lot of girls that went to my high school who were like, I'm gay today. I'm bi. No, I'm straight. It usually happened like right after a breakup too. So
What?
yeah,
Come
they'd
on,
like
man.
like they date a guy and they'd be like, you know what, I'm into girls now. And then like after the girl would break up with him, they'd be like, you know what, I'm bi now. Girls are kind of hot, but dudes are hot too. And then just an endless cycle.
We're doomed.
Oh my lord! Come on,
That's
man.
not even the worst. That one
What?
actually makes
Oh no.
barely sense compared to a lot of these other ones. They don't make any sense at all.
Those make
This
sense.
next one is gender non-confirming.
Non-confirming or non-conforming? I think it's
What?
conforming.
My notes say non-confirming, but I could be wrong.
I think it's non-conforming. Yeah, I'm well versed in the.
Non-conforming, then we'll go with that one. And non-conforming, where you basically don't line up with your gender's like kind of set of style. Like for an example, if a guy's wearing makeup and has nail polish and stuff, I guess that is the example that there
Isn't
is
that just
for that.
transgender though?
Apparently,
I think that's just a guy with a different style. That's what I think.
it's a cross-dresser basically.
Yeah.
What?
Why
It's
is
also Harry Styles.
guys? Come on, Caitlyn Jenner, bro. Like, come on. Do we want her?
he
Transgenderism. Like, come
Are there
on,
any
man. We all
more
know it.
genders that will absolutely destroy my brain?
Yeah, these genders. Like, I don't get why the left has to come up with all these like different gender names.
These are the
Like, why
most
not-
simple ones, guys. I think there's two more
Okay.
on my list, and these two don't make any sense. Or wait, no, there's three more, and
Oh,
none of them make any
no.
sense to me. So this next one is, what is it called? Gender expansive or expansive, yeah, gender
What?
expansive, and it's the same thing as the previous one, the gender non-conforming. Same thing, literally. It even said on there they are the same thing.
Huh?
What? So it's just a different
How
name?
can we confuse more people? I feel like that's what they're asking themselves. Like, can we confuse like the more people that don't believe in this stuff? Let's confuse it.
Well, so I feel like
I'm confused. They did a good job.
everybody. Okay, so it's a terrible thing to say, but everybody wants to be oppressed. You know, everybody wants to be part of the club that gets oppressed because it gives them something to talk about. So
What?
having more options And let's be honest, these are options, because if we look at them, they're literally just a mixture of masculine and feminine characteristics. You know, you can have masculine men, you can have feminine men.
Yeah.
I know plenty of feminine men who don't say they're women. You know, don't say they're gender fluid, don't say they're gender non-conforming. They're just dudes who are feminine, which is okay.
Yeah.
So having different names for these different combination of female or feminine and masculine traits looks very attractive to people who want to be part of this community if they don't want to go by one name or another. So
that makes sense.
I like how now people act like you can just go pick out your gender, like you're picking out like toppings for ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like a little bit of that. Ooh, that sounds good too. I think I'll get some of that too. You know?
What else we got, Mason?
All right, the next one is agender, where you don't identify as any gender.
Okay,
so it doesn't make sense to me because by not being a part of any gender, that is a gender.
Oh, come on, man. I don't know what's going on here.
So,
isn't agender what?
So okay, so you have to think about it. So it's kind of like the whole asexual. It's kind of like the whole asexual thing, you know. You're not sexually attracted to either gender or either sex. There's so many words going on.
That just means you got rejected too many times.
Oh God. So you know you're not really either gender. I guess it's different somehow. You know, give him credit where it lies, I guess. Where's the? All right, what's the last one?
Why?
The last perfect one.
Okay.
This one is just this one blew my mind the most. It is gender void.
Gender void.
So
what is that?
What is this?
So it's basically the same thing as agender, but instead of just not choosing a gender, it's more like you feel like you lost your gender or something. Like the absence of a gender.
Insanity.
What?
They lost their mind?
Nope.
Is that what you said?
Over my dead body. What?
So for those people, instead of searching for their soul, they're searching for their gender, looking for it, wondering where to go.
I just gotta look down to find my gender. It's not that hard.
It's
not that hard. Just look, just look down. You know, when I gotta go to the bathroom, just look down. There you go. I found my
there
gender.
is a bonus gender.
Oh
that I
my!
have made up.
You've made up a gender.
Gender. Into the genderverse.
Okay. Oh, that is the gender. What characteristics does this gender have? Because I might be interested in this one.
Who knows?
Who knows? Oh, it's just
because
anything.
all of them have kind of been taken already. All the extreme stuff have been taken. You can't really create a gender anymore.
Really?
So it's just a name. Gender. Into the genderverse.
Can I be like trans species then? Can I be like a penguin or something?
There is.
Hey, whatever.
Transracial is now a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that. The guy that now is Korean.
Is Korean now. I wonder. See, he got a lot of hate for that, but I think it's absolutely hilarious. I think it's hilarious that the left can't even stand when people play their own game.
Exactly.
Know? It's like keep some set of rules that you're okay with people following. But
like the gay NFL player that's a Republican.
Yeah, they're like
everybody hates him.
Yeah.
It's crazy. As soon as you're a Republican, everybody hates you. You're allowed to be canceled.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I propose a new gender.
Okay.
What?
I don't know the name yet, but you can identify as a car and a fish at the same time.
That sounds like autoquatic gender to me.
Dude.
Autoquatic gender.
You just got it.
Autoquatic gender. I now identify as a Lamborghini bass.
Wow.
That's
wild pretty cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Where's the door handle?
I'm a Penguin Apache attack helicopter. So.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Where's the door handle? Come on. Really?
Is there any more brain-hurting genders that all sound the same and are completely made up.
We'll just have to check back tomorrow, I guess, because
Oh no!
it's ever changing, right?
I love how a huge argument is like people are like, well, it's an infinite list, yet you clearly found a list.
I know. I had to look really hard for some websites, and the list that I got was from Women's Health magazine.
I don't wait. So they use the word women. That's a micro.
I know.
That's a microaggression right there.
That is a micro. Oh, we
that's
gotta cancel him, guys.
That's not a gender.
Cancel him.
That is that's very very transphobic of them.
Very very.
I have to
And
agree, especially because they're talking about gender on their page.
I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Women have no right to talk about gender when they are not a gender. Jeez.
I know.
Gosh.
We gotta cancel women now.
Yep.
Cancel women.
That's just gonna be taken out of context.
I'm not kicked out of the group, right?
What was that?
I'm not kicked out of the group, right?
No, you're fine. Just don't.
You're an exception.
Just don't say.
Wait,
you're a woman
guys,
anymore.
that means men have to be canceled as well because man is in woman.
Dang, I guess we're all kicked out of the group. We're not woke enough for our group.
I now identify as a Honda lawnmower.
Wait, I thought you were just a Lamborghini Bass, bro. What happened?
It's a fluid changing.
Yeah, he's gender fluid,
Lamborghini.
guys. Jeez.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So
I'm gender fluid. Something.
Hey, dude, go for it.
My gender
Well, that
changes
brings
every
us-
minute. Except it. I don't know what were you saying.
That brings us everything in what do I identify as? And we'll probably see this segment a lot more often because it'll constantly be changing with the whole community of gender. So until next time.
Until next time. All right. Well, did we have anything else? Because
I don't believe so. I think that was the whole segment or whole 2 segments. I think we've been going for about
going for an hour and 13.
Hour and 13.
Yeah, that's minus all the time. So.
Yep. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram and YouTube.
And also yeah, I do not have our Instagram and YouTube on here, but the Conservative Input is our Instagram, and I'm pretty sure the Conservative Input is our YouTube as well. So
it's the exact same.
Oh yeah, it is. Hey, that's great.
Yeah.
But also, completely like forget us. Like the real big shots are up at the top. You know, PragerU and Prager Force. Our last video was from them, and they are doing a lot in terms of providing media and education to the American people to make sure they know what's going on with our country. So.
Yes.
And disclaimer: we don't speak for PragerU. We just.
We're all members, but we speak on our own accord.
Yeah.
None of our opinions are officially, and I would say unofficially, PragerU's. But they're an amazing organization, so I'd say check them out.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, don't forget to leave a like, comment too, subscribe, share our channel if we get censored by big tech, which is probably going to happen because
if we get big enough. You never know.
If we get
Because
big
we
enough.
talked about gender.
we did.
Instantly canceled.
They're gonna cancel us because I identified as a lawnmower. You know.
Yep. And don't forget.
And that's transphobic.
Oh, yep. Don't
Yep.
forget that.
And so don't forget, we at the Conservative Input, all we want to do is just share the truth. We want to just share facts and evidence to show what's really going on with the issues of our country. In the midst of all this misinformation and this chaos going on in the political realm of our country, we want to bring just a beacon of truth and hope to people. And we hope that like all of you guys can just even hear this and just even share with your friends and family, you know, both people like who are conservatives or like those that are not so conservatives. Like, you know, we just want to get them to know what the truth is. Let them think for themselves. We want critical thinkers. That is why we decided to form this channel, is because we want to help people critically think for themselves on the problem. So yes, please follow us on Instagram. Please subscribe to our channel. at the Conservative Input, and please share our videos. We would love to share with you guys some more based content.
Well,
and
having a little bit of fun too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have fun.
But all right.
Yeah. Well, hope you guys enjoyed.
Bye.
Peace out.
All right. God bless you
Bye.
all.